Good morning. This is Calvin Butler with the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers and RBBS LLC Corporate Consulting. Look, one of the biggest questions that I get from people who are in the freight brokerage industry, from freight broker agents to freight brokerage firms, one of the biggest questions that I get, and the one I get most often is, how do I do a script for shippers? What do I say to shippers? How do I get shippers? How do I convince shippers to sign on with our brokerage firm? Okay, that is probably the biggest and most requested thing that we get, or that I get from students or people who are thinking about starting a freight brokerage firm, or those people who are actually freight broker agents already, and they're trying to contact shippers and, get shippers to sign on with them. All right, here's the thing about shippers, okay? Every shipper has their own different criteria for signing up with a brokerage firm. So if you're reaching out to shippers, don't always take it personal if they tell you no, because what your brokerage firm is doing may not fit into their policy. Okay, every shipper has a policy on what type of freight brokerage firms they can sign up with, different things that you all may provide or don't provide, different type of freight that you all may specialize in or don't specialize in. But I'm gonna tell you this right now: as far as having one particular script that's going to suffice for every freight brokerage firm, that's not feasible. Okay, that's just really is not feasible. What I found that works best is, and this is the case with every great script. Every script that really has a high closing percentage has the very same component. All scripts that have a high closing percentage have the exact same component. And that component is, and it's a two-part component. The first part of it is asking the right question that will lead the person who you're trying to close to tell you exactly how to close them. Now, I know y'all are probably saying, well, Calvin, that's kind of vague, man. Come on, really? Asking the right question that's going to lead the person that you're trying to close to tell you exactly how to close them? Yeah. Because the second part of that component is you have to train yourself to listen for that answer. Okay? Take, for instance, you call up a shipper, and the first thing I do when I call up a shipper is, first of all, I make sure that I've learned a little bit about that shipper and the person that I'm going to be reaching out to. And I try to have like a little bit of small talk. Okay, chit chat. Okay. I know some of y'all want to get right to the point, but look, first of all, you got to break the ice with these people. You got to get on some type of common ground with them. So you have to master the art of small talk. Okay, you're gonna have to master that. There's no way around it, because if you just try to go right into calling someone while they're at work, while they're busy doing other stuff, they've got all this other stuff they're doing, you just call them up and say, hey, can we work with you and help you move some freight? Of course they're gonna say no to you, man. They're gonna say no to you, all right? But what you gotta do is you do some research first, find out the person you need to be speaking with, whether it's a female, male, or whatever. When you call them up, if it's a female and a female answers the phone and the person who you're trying to reach name is Jennifer, whoever answers the phone, you're going to say, hey, Jennifer, this is Calvin. You got a minute? Now, the person on the phone may or may not be Jennifer. If it's not Jennifer, but it's a female, so you ask for Jennifer, so you're going to ask, you're going to act like this is Jennifer you're speaking to her, okay? And that person's going to say, I'm sorry, I'm not Jennifer, and who are you again? Oh, I'm sorry, this is Calvin. Could you go ahead and get Jennifer for me, please? And what's the call? Oh, I had already sent her some stuff and was supposed to give her a call today to go over some things with her. But is she available? Oh, yeah, okay. Well, can you go ahead and transfer me to Jennifer? Just tell her that it's Calvin. You see, you gotta You're going to proceed as if you already have an appointment with Jennifer. You're going to proceed if you already have an appointment with whoever. If it's Dave and a man answers the phone, hey, Dave, this Calvin, you got a minute? Right? So just go right into it as if you were speaking to the person you're supposed to be calling. And if you're not, carry on as if they're expecting your call. Now, when you do get to the person that you want to speak with, then you got to do some small talk. You got to do some chit chat, some of that type of stuff. This and that. They're gonna get on the phone. And here's what I like to do. When I first started out calling shippers, I originally first of all I reached out to shippers in my own hometown. Everybody has shippers in their own hometown, believe it or not, or in the town right next to your own hometown. And why do you want to start there? Because you have something in common with them. You live in the same place. You're around the same things. If there's a university or something in the area, you're probably both fans of the same university. If there's a professional sports team in the area, you're probably both fans of the same professional sports team. Hell, you probably have some relatives that work at that shipper. And you may find out that the person you're speaking to might be a distant or a close relative, or at least a friend of a relative, or they know someone, that you know. So that's why you want to start there, because you have a comfort level that is much, 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 much better established than you do when you're just calling shippers all over the country, and trying to, speak to a stranger. So start in your own backyard. Now, when you do call up this shipper, right, you get the person on the phone that you're trying to speak with, remember, there is no one set script, but the component that every great script has, the same two components. First of all, is that question. After you get through with your chit chat, you may call them up and say, hey, John, this is Calvin. Hey, look, I'm in the local area and I have sent you some stuff and sent you a bunch of emails about us helping you to move some of your freight, right? So you get through your chit chat, whatever this is, but halfway through your chit chat, once you've gotten familiar with each other, you let them know that you're in the local area, you live in the same area that they do, and you may have driven by their place or whatever the place, or whatever the case may be. Find anything that you all can talk about this chit chat. How's the weather over there? If you're calling somebody who's out of town, but if you're calling someone who's in the same town, like I'm here in Tallahassee, Florida, and say, hey, what you think about that game the other night with Florida State and Clemson? Now, if they're in Tallahassee, Florida, they know about the game. They're going to say, man, yeah, we dropped the ball, didn't we? Yes, we did, man. We really dropped the ball. I thought we had that game. Or they're going to say, well, I'm not a real big Florida State fan. Me either. I'm a University of Florida fan, but I live here in Tallahassee, too. Oh, yeah? Okay. So where'd you go to school at? Chit-chat. Chit-chat is going to last no more than about 30 to 45 seconds. You don't have a long, drawn-out chit-chat. 30 to 45 seconds. Then you're going to get right to the point. Look, John, let me get right to the point. I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time. How can we help you move more freight? That's the component that every great script has. Don't go into talking about yourself and your own company or your brokerage firm and how great you are and how many carriers you have that's running freight and how we can help you move all this and that. No, you go right into asking them, how can we help you solve your problem? How can we assist you in moving more freight? Now, they may come back with, well, Calvin, you know what? I really don't need any more brokerage firms signed on right now because we have a lot of them and we move most of our freight already. Now, some of you will see that as an objection, but I see that and I heard, Calvin, if you want to close me, address how you can help me to move the freight that we're not moving. Because remember, he said that we really don't need any more brokerage firms. We got pretty much all the help we need because we move most of our freight. So I come back with, so John, I understand. Let me ask you a question. And I always use that same transition. I don't care what pitch I'm doing. I don't care what I'm selling. John, I understand. But let me ask you a question. Do you move 100% of your freight? Well, no. Okay, so how can we help you move the freight that you're having problems moving? Or how can we help you move the freight in the lanes that you're having trouble with? Now, is this going to work 100% of the time? No. But is it going to increase your closing ratio? Is it going to increase your ability to get on some type of level with the shipper where now they are actually ready to have an engaging conversation about you helping them to solve their problems? You notice I never once mentioned about how large our firm was, what we have, what type of resources we have, and all that type of stuff. I only spoke on how can we help you move more freight. And even though they came back with an objection because I was listening, the second component, that I was listening to hear how to close them. Look, if you want some more great tips, go to our YouTube channel, the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. Look us up on YouTube. We have a new YouTube channel that's coming out. That's RBBS LLC Corporate Consulting, where we consult with young freight brokerage firms, and we come in and we do freight broker management for them. So, but this has been Calvin with RBBS LLC Corporate Consulting and the RBBS Logistics Learning Center, and this has been my freight sales tip, my freight broker sales tip of the day. And look for more freight broker sales tip right here on this channel and our new channel that's coming up, RBBS LLC Corporate Consulting. Bye, everybody. Talk to you later.